Hey folks, Landstryder here, and you're watching episode 13 in my playthrough of Horizons. This pack's available on the Feed the Beast launcher. So today I'm by myself on the server for the moment. Maybe I'll be joined in a little bit by somebody else, who knows. But I wanted to show you some of this progress before I got too much further. One of the things that I did between this episode after we got the reactor going, let it run for a little bit, we definitely are not producing enough fuel to keep it running all the time. So I went ahead and shut it down. We have full power in our energy cubes. There's still quite a bit of power left in the internal buffer of the reactor itself. And I set up this little device to make it nice and easy for when we go to reignite it later when we need the power. So if I push this button, I'm not going to do it right now because I would use up a whole lot of energy that I don't want to use. It'll send a redstone signal to this pulse former, which will make a 1-tick pulse of redstone up this bluestone wire and activate the laser amplifier for 1 tick. Now I made that bit of circuitry and device before I realized that there's actually a pulse setting in the laser amplifier that when it receives a redstone signal, it'll only send out a single pulse of energy. I've also set that single pulse of energy to be a minimum and maximum of 400,000 or 400 mega RF. 400 million, sorry, words. 400 million RF. So it's going to put out exactly 400 million RF pulse, which is exactly what it takes to ignite the reactor. And if we go up, we can see the amount of energy that's left in the internal buffer. See that we're getting some walls put up in here, lots of decorating going on. A little bit of lag. And yeah, if we look in here, we can see we still have almost 340 million RF left in there. So that's going to feed out slowly. And we're going to continue to build up fuel in there for when we do need it. Right now, our wind turbines are pretty much producing enough power for our day-to-day operations, and we won't need to use the reactor unless we do something crazy, like want to process a whole lot of ore or maintain a bunch of a bunch of RF tool dimensions. And you can see we got all of our dimension builders set up in here in case we want to maintain a bunch of dimensions, or in case we want to maintain a very expensive dimension. We can make multiple dimension tabs of the same dimension and put them in multiple dimension builders, because this is limited to how much it can receive. I think it's 50,000 RF a tick or something like that. So if we made something that took more than that, we would need multiple tabs, and we would be able to feed it with all these dimension builders, up to the maximum that the cable can feed to all of those. I think, not sure what that would be. I think I showed this already. This is our transporter pad, and this is actually going to get even more realistic as we get into the matter overdrive. Well, more like the actual Star Trek transporter that I'm modeling it after. Because eventually we're going to be able to make these teleporters that allow us to teleport entities around. And those will teleport not only just players, but they'll also teleport mobs and items that you throw onto them as well. So nothing back here. We have set up. I have started to just set up a couple of these. These are going to be our crew quarters. I think this one will probably be for Dornall. Lord Raccoon's room, if he joins us a bunch more, and this is going to be my room. It's just ever so slightly bigger, but it's the captain's quarters. So, and then down here we'll have our rec room and mess hall. Back here probably like kitchen and food supply stuff eventually. And we haven't done too much over here, obviously, in the engineering area or the. But yeah. Getting there, getting nice and set up. You might recognize our stair layout from my regrowth series. I really like that the carpenter stairs with the scaffold, and then you get the factory diamond plate on top of it. It looks very, very much like an actual set of stairs that you would find in an an industrial area. Down here, started laying out some rooms. I'm going to have this room be the just for the clockwork stuff. Made some special doors for it. We come on in here. As you can see, I've gotten a couple statues from killing mobs, so I put them on display here. Those might go into an actual trophy room somewhere, someplace later. But like this little area right here where the celestial compass is at is going to be just for the clockwork stuff. And this thing might go away because I realized that I'm using this water fork extractor, but we are like way up in the air. So it might not be a bad idea to, instead of using the water fork extractor, there is an air fork extractor, which basically works, the higher up you are, the better it works. And since we're already up at 230, I could just put a few of those down and not have to worry about the water. I mean, we're way up here. I don't know if it needs a view to the sky or anything, but I'm going to probably experiment with it. And we're going to probably switch over to using the air fork extractors instead of this water fork extractor, because we really don't need this water tank at this point. We're not using it for infinite water source or anything like that. I want to show you what we're using instead. Is this really cool block from Lat Blocks. So Lat Blocks adds a number of pretty cool stuff. Lat blocks. One of those things is the water tank. Basically gives you an infinite water source in a single block. So I can pump water out of this infinitely. You can see that's what I'm doing here with the mechanical pipe. It's being pumped into the electrolytic separator that produces the oxygen for our ore processing plant. And I moved all of our gas burners back here. Now this is a separate energy system, so that the hydrogen that comes from this gets recycled into our gas burners and produces the power to make the oxygen. So it's a closed loop power system right there for producing oxygen. This power comes over here, feeds from the main system and feeds some of these machines. But the electrolytic separator is on its closed loop energy system, feeding the hydrogen into the gas burners, and then the gas burners keep that going. So basically it produces the power to run itself, more or less, once you feed it enough power to actually get started. Then I set these back up. The pressure reactor chamber, made a second one. This one got hydrogen and water in it. So occasionally, if I use this a whole bunch, I might have to actually feed some additional energy into the closed loop system back there with a battery or something, just to be able to make plastic. That's all this is for, making plastic. This comes down here to the rotary condensator. Remember, this makes the liquid ethylene, and it needs oxygen, so it's also connected to the oxygen supply. And there's where the other oxygen supply comes out, and this feeds into our ore processing string right here. That's all these are going to do in the future. We're going to have additional machines over here, crusher and enricher and smelter over here, that will be for general usage and crafting. That way I don't have to sit here and remember to turn off and on the auto eject when I want to use one of these machines. These will just sit here and process ore that comes in from the ender chest that we made. We've got logistical sorters pulling out. This one's going to pull out all the ore and put it into the ore processing string. This one's going to pull out everything that's not ore and put it straight into the sorting chest so that it can be sorted into the system. This one ejects the finished product into the sorting chest, so that can also end up in our drawer system over here. It's looking pretty good. We're going to add some to it, and with the sorting connector, I can actually put a wall right here, which I'm planning to put a wall, maybe an arch. That actually will probably go. That'll probably just be a corner. Something else I might do is I might move the stuff that's specific to clockwork over into this wall so that I can access it from the inside of the room and use these sorting containers here in order to connect that up to the system. These can be painted or dyed or was it disguised, I think is the word. Disguised as any other block. So I'll actually be able to use those in certain places. Even if I want it to look like something else, I can make it look like something else. So that'll be awesome. Then, yeah, I think that's the majority of what I wanted to show you as far as updates to the base. Doing pretty good. Lots of really cool doors. Put these player sensors on a couple of these doors so that they just open when you want to them. Pretty neat, just like Star Trek. Because these single doors are actually not player activated, and the crew quarter doors are not player activated, but this one is down here. Pretty nice. I didn't want to put them on this door because you'd be coming up the steps every time you come up the steps, the door would open, so I didn't want that. Gotta find a better place for this weapon station. This is what we use to modify our phaser. You see that I have the best battery, and I've made it green because, well, that's what I found. I found a green one. You can only find those color modules. You can't craft them. So until I find a purple one, green's like my second favorite color. So we'll stick with that. Eventually, we're going to be doing some more matter overdrive stuff. In fact, I might get to that today. Matter overdrive. Very, very much based on Star Trek. In fact, it's nicknamed the Star Trek mod because everything in it is kind of Star Trek related. So one of the things we can do is we can make a matter replicator. That will be pretty nice because then we can start actually replicating certain materials and we won't have to go out and find them anymore. But we're going to need a lot more dilithium crystals. We're going to also need the titanium or tritanium ore is not so hard to find. The dilithium crystals are kind of rare. So I need to go down into the ground and actually find one and silk touch it because there's no ore dictionary entry for it. So it makes it hard for me to use the digital miner to get it without actually having an example to teach the digital miner how to mine it. So I need to get a piece of ore of dilithium ore so that I can, in fact, if I click that, no. If I click that, no, doesn't show me. I could have swore that there was a mod in this that would show me what level these ores spawn on. Like if I do that, yeah, no. Maybe that only works in single player. Must only work in single player. There is a way that I can actually check the level that those spawn on, and I think it only works in single player. That's weird. So yeah, there's all that, and I'm running out of Portland building material, cobblestone, and stone. I'm down to less than a stack total between them. So I'm gonna need to get more cobblestone and stone. Now I could make a cobblestone generator. There's probably a few different ways that I could do that, but I wanted to try another fun way to mine, and that is the laser mod. I think it's called Gecko's Laser. Yeah, Gecko's Lasers. So I want to build one of the top tier lasers, and I want this one right here, the Resonant Wide Miner. Now if I hold shift, we can see that it does an area effect of 9 by 9 by 8. So it's going to make a 9 by 9 tunnel, 8 blocks deep with one fire of it. I think that would be pretty awesome. So we're going to build this. It's going to require some kind of this laserite. And the laserite is made by taking a diamond and surrounding it by glowstone. You get a laserite. Then you need to activate it with some redstone afterwards. 3, 4 glowstone, and I need a diamond. So we'll start by making our laser, or our laserite thingy here. And we'll energize it. Go energized laserite. I hope that's right. Yeah, since it takes a white refined. How to make the refined? Refined. Do I need to cook it? Possibly? I'm not sure. So we got energized. Possibly cook it? I'm just guessing. No, I don't know. Well, there's energized. How we get refined? Maybe add a color to it? We have to cook the laserite, not energize it. Okay. Well, let's make another one. Whoops. 3 and 4. Maybe the energized one will be used in another crafting process that we'll do here in a minute. So let's do this, get our laserite, go ahead and refine it by cooking it. There it is. There's our refined laserite. Not sure what we'll use the energized for. But before we can actually apply that to our laser drill body, we need to make the laser drill body. So that's going to be some enderium and a diamond pick and one of these things. So the resonant laser reactor unit requires a bunch of enderium, some enderium gears, some diamonds, or I can use these pale gems. In fact, I would like to use pale gems. How hard would that be to do? Just to do it, just so I can say that I did it and show you how it works. So if you don't have a lot of diamonds, you can substitute them. You're probably gonna need a lot of lapis. Let's see. Let's check that again. Where was it at? There, refined pale gems. So I need pale blocks and an emerald. So you still would need emeralds, but you're gonna get 4 per emerald. Emerald might not be hard to find if you live near a village. We actually do live not too far from a village, so that wouldn't be difficult for us to get a bunch more emeralds. So let's make one of these. So it takes lapis blocks. It's quite expensive. Pale ingots and pale pearls. So pale ingots are lapis blocks of gold. Lapis block, and where's my gold? Moved everything around, so I gotta remember. I gotta get used to the new locations on the wall there. Which goes into our radiating chamber. Lapis block gold. Of course, we're going to get some MRU corruption. I think I have a ring in here that will prevent that. Somewhere in here. Got some really cool rings. Double, okay. Somewhere in here there's one that's, I swear that I had one that protects you from MRU corruption. I don't see it. Wait, what's that? No. Somewhere, maybe? 3 times experience prevents Endermans from teleporting. That's a really good one. Prevents Enderman from teleporting. Really good one. So did that not work? No MRU in tile. What? It started to work. Oh, it's still working. Okay, so it should be working. Clearly it's doing something. I definitely have enough UBMRU to make this work. It probably just needs more than it had. Okay, so that's something I need to work out. So it needs a lot more MRU than what I can feed it right now. So I either need a better production of MRU to really work with that, I think. Let's just move on instead of worrying about that. We'll worry about that another day. So we need this thing. The resonant one requires the redstone one. The redstone one requires the hardened one, and the hardened one requires the leadstone one. You can see this is lots of diamonds. Lots of diamonds. And then the leadstone one is where you start. There's where you use the energized laserite with the lead. So I'm going to need lead gears and diamonds. Okay, so lead gears, going to be some lead, probably some iron. And let's just get a bunch of iron and some diamonds. So can we do the leadstone? Let's get our gear first. 1 gear. Now, can I do this? I can make that. I don't know if that stacks or not, so if it does, okay, so I need Invar. I think I had a little bit of Invar somewhere, right here. How much Invar do I have? I have 8. Okay, that'll do. Maybe. I think that might actually be enough, because I just need an Invar gear, plus 4 more, which, yes, there we go. Invar hardened core. So redstone core is electrum, and I'm pretty sure I've got, oh shoot, I turned all the electrum that I made into that heat electrum stuff for the modular armor, and I don't need it now. I wonder if I can recycle it. I possibly recycle the temp. No, probably not. Okay, so we're gonna have to make some more, sadly. Let's get some gold and some silver, and we will, since I don't have my other machines ready to go, autoject is actually off. We will crusher all that up and get us a bunch of electrum. Wait, am I crushing iron? No, I don't want to crush iron. I want to crush silver. Where'd the extra piece of gold go? I don't know. Should have been in there. Over here. No? Oh, it's there. It is there. And then we just combine these to get our electrum. And there we go. Cook some electrum blend. Get some electrum ingots. Now we can go ahead and make our electrum gear. And finally, that should give us our electrum core. And now we need enderium. I don't think I have enough enderium. Pretty dang sure that I don't. I have 2 pieces of it. No, not enough. So we're going to have to crush a diamond. Or 2. Let's go with, actually, 3. 3 crushed diamonds and some tin. Where's my tin? It should be up here. Get some tin dust. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's way too much tin. I don't want that many stacks. I want like 12. Right? 12? That is more than I needed. Okay, so 12 tin dust. Should be enough to go for... No, I think I made more than I need. Like that. There we go. Electrum blend. Yeah, let's crush another diamond. Get a little bit more of an electrum blend on hand. Probably need it. Yeah, because we need it for the body itself. So I'm going to need a bunch of it. Let's make a little bit more. At least 16. There we go. Cook that up. And there we go. Grab all that out of there. So I need first the gear. Then I should be able to make this. Yes. Now I should be able to make the body that I'm looking to make. Oh, I need an axe. I need a pickaxe. So I need 2 sticks. And since it's using a pickaxe in the recipe, I doubt that I can shift it in. So we'll do that. And then it's electrum like that. Or, yeah, enderium, sorry. It's enderium around that. We're going to give us our resonant wide mining laser. Very nice. Okay. So I think we can color this if we want a different color. Since it's a resonant and it's got a green body, let's give it a green laser. Right? Makes sense. So somewhere I should have some cactus. Probably still over here in one of these chests. About this one. Cactus? Yes, there we go. Let's get a little bit of green dye here. I might have some someplace else, but I don't see it. I don't see it in there anyway. So if we do that and color our laser, there we go, green refined laser. Combine that with our body, we're going to get a resonant wide mining laser with a green laser output. Woohoo! Alright, let's go charge this up. And we will use one of our energy cells over here. Energy cubes, I mean. Should charge it up. Actually, I should use this one, because this one actually has input. Those two do not have any input from the turbines. These two do. Or these two don't have any input. This one does. You can see that it's connected on the top and the bottom to other sides. Those sides are inputs. These ones are only connected to the output into the main system, so they don't have any input other than the reactor. So almost full. It holds 500,000 RF. I don't know if that can be improved or not, but let's go shoot this thing and see what happens. I think this is going to be fun. Maybe I should go to the... let's go down here. Let's just go down here. Go all the way down. The majority of like I said, the ore in this immediate area has all been dug up anyway. We'll come up here a little ways so we're not like right at bedrock. All the ore has been dug up already by the digital miner, so really just down here to get stone and cobblestone anyway, so this will be fine. So let's give us a fire. And that is a crash. Okay, good to know. Don't use the lasers from Gecko's lasers because they'll crash your server. I guess that's a good wrapping up point because I got some dinner, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and thumbs up, and all that fun stuff. I apologize for the crash there at the end. I can't really control that. We'll have to hope that mod gets updated soon, and it doesn't do that anymore. So, until next time, I will catch you later.